Grateful nation, I hereby conferred on the 11-man technical team with national honor.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Money where they pay am from the very day where the person go join army, if you join them together, you know reach money whether they give those gears where do work of 1 month. Money where soldier work for 35 years, you know even reach money where senator they collect for 1 month.
In Nigeria, you can play a tournament for 30 days and earn a lifetime fortune. But you can serve 35 years in the army, defend the country with your blood, and still die unknown, unpaid, and disrespected. Mind you, we are not exaggerating here. That's just the way the system has made it to be. And that system is not broken. It's been designed this way for years. Let's make this simple and clear. In July 2025, the Nigerian women's national football team, known as the Super Falcons, did something remarkable. They made the country proud. Against all odds, they came back from 2-goal deficit to beat Morocco 3-2 in the WAFCON final. They made their history, yes, and the country celebrated them the way a nation should. They were received at Presidential Villa, given over 150 million each, 3-bedroom apartments and national honors. The thing is, somewhere in Maiduguri or Zamfara or Niger State, a soldier returned from a patrol with 92,000 in his account, most of it already eaten by deduction and transport costs. He had spent 2 weeks in a bush no one would report on, dodging bullets, hunting insurgents, and watching his friends bleed out with no ambulances or cameras nearby. And when he heard about the Falcons' reward, he didn't set up his camera to curse those in power. He simply asked one question: where did we get it wrong? Because this right here is far from the man being envious. No, this is a question we have refused to answer for decades. What does Nigeria truly value? Is it entertainment or sacrifice? Is it a content creator exalting poverty or a content creator exalting intelligence? Go and check these niches on social media and you'll find your answers to the questions. This video is not an attack on the Falcons. They earned their moment, they played well, made history, and gave the nation a reason to smile. But a reward system becomes corrupt the moment it becomes blind to proportional reality. When the people who risk everything for the country walk away with nothing, and the ones who trend get rewarded like royalty, then something is deeply off the book. Let's look deeply into it and know why. But before we ride on, don't forget to like and subscribe. On this aspect, since the escalation of Boko Haram insurgents in 2009, the Nigerian military has lost over 12,000 personnel in the northeast. This includes soldiers, airmen, and mobile police units. Many of these deaths never made news because their families were warned not to speak to journalists or because the government simply didn't want Nigerians to know the war was still claiming lives. These soldiers, many of them barely in their 30s, and deployed to places like Maiduguri, Bama, Goza, Damboa, Damasak, and Kedan. These were areas where Boko Haram ISWAP fiction still operate freely. They live in camps made of worn-out tents, mud shacks. Their barracks are dilapidated, flooded during rains, and insect-infested during dry seasons. Many use sticks and makeshift support beam to keep their sleeping quarters from collapsing. In the aspect of food, often 2 meals a day if they are lucky. Sometimes it's just garri and dry beans, or rice without oil, depending on what local commander can scrap out together. There are reports of soldiers having to beg or buy their own uniforms and boots because the supply from Abuja is either insufficient or corruptly diverted. In 2018, soldiers of the 157th Battalion in Yobe protested due to lack of weapons, poor feeding, and indefinite deployment without rotations. Instead of being heard, they were court-martialed. In 2020, video footage emerged of soldiers deployed to Borno threatening mutiny. They were being sent to die in Mata, a town overrun by Boko Haram days earlier. Without adequate backup, their wars were chilling. They are sending us to die. No equipment, no reinforcement, they don't care. We haven't even considered the fact that the Nigerian government owes millions of naira unpaid salaries and allowance to its soldiers. The Military Widows Association has repeatedly cried out over the years that families of fallen heroes are often neglected or ignored completely after burial. There's no national insurance system that guarantees financial stability for the family of a soldier killed in action. One heartbreaking example was the death of Flight Officer Tolupe Arotile in 2020, the first ever female combat helicopter pilot. The death was a national tragedy, but even her own family complained later that after all the praises and tributes, nothing concrete followed. If Tolupe, a national symbol, could be forgotten so easily, what of the faceless foot soldiers in the bush? In 2021, a serving soldier wrote anonymously to several newspapers saying, "When you die, they give your family 500,000 and a folded flag. That's it. They say it's a national burial, but after that, they move on. Your wife gets nothing more. Your kids on their own." Now compare that with the other side in Abuja. While soldiers die in trenches with 88,000 to 100,000 a month, Nigerian senators receive 30 million naira a month in total take-home benefits, including their basic salary, which is over 750,000 a month, regular allowances, which are wardrobe, furniture, Esther code, domestic staff, newspapers, and more. Their running costs, which is estimated between 13 million to 20 million naira, unaccounted for, access to multiple vehicles, bulletproof security, travel packs, foreign medical trips, and pension for life, even after serving for 4 years. In 2018, Senator Shehu Sani, then representing Kaduna Central, admitted publicly each senator received over 13.5 million every month as a running cost, plus 700,000 salary. The Senate never denied this or debunked it. And what do most senators do with all that? They sleep through sessions, they show up late, some don't show up at all. Many do no legislative work for months, yet still collect full pay, even in the face of mass insecurity, food inflations, and collapsing economy. They continue to allocate more to themselves and cut from the defense budget. Meanwhile, the military gets scraps. In 2022, just 1.2 trillion was budgeted for defense in 17 trillion national budget, which is less than 10%, despite Nigeria fighting 5 internal wars simultaneously. Boko Haram, ISWAP, bandits in northwest, IPOP-related unrest in the southeast, and piracy in the south-south. This isn't just a problem of funding, it's a problem of values. The Nigerian state sees visibility as value. It rewards those who are seen, heard, and celebrated. Soldiers don't train, politicians do. Celebrities do, footballers do. That's why a soldier's death barely makes it to the news, but a footballer scoring a goal gets over 150 million and a house. It's not about hating the Falcons, it's about understanding that if we reward entertainment more than we reward sacrifice, we are building a country that is easy to excite but impossible to defend. Because if war breaks out tomorrow, we won't send senators, we won't send footballers, we won't send influencers. We will still send those underfed, unpaid, and forgotten soldiers. This just proves one thing: the rot in the country's reward system. No doubt, this has always been a national disease. We live in a country where if you trend online, you are more likely to get a political appointment than if you top your class. If you dance on stage with the right politicians, you may get a house or a car. But if you risk your life as soldier, teach in broken classrooms, or nurse sick children in dilapidated hospitals, you go home empty-handed. Here is an instance. Let's repeat. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu announced a reward of over 150 million and a furnished apartment for each Super Falcon player following their performance in the Women's African Cup of Nations, AFCON. The gesture was celebrated widely, deserved in parts, no doubt. The Falcon played hard and brought glory to the country. But compare that to the situation of Nigerian teachers, doctors, civil servants, or soldiers who have spent years without salary increase, without functional retirement structures, and in many cases, without salaries at all. Let's go deeper. In the area of teachers, in Benue, Kogi, Ekiti, Abia, and several other states, primary and secondary school teachers have gone months, sometimes years, without a pay. In 2022, teachers in Abia State protested for being owed 36 months of salary arrears. That's a 3 full years of unpaid labor. And yet many of them still go to work because abandoning students felt worse than being broke. No one gave them $100,000 for this. In the area of civil servants, in Niger State, local government workers were still being paid 18,000 a month as of 2022. 18,000. in a country where a bag of rice costs over 60,000 or more. Meanwhile, appointees like special advisors, PA to commissioner, and social media handlers for politicians are paid over 200,000 to 500,000 a month to do nothing but draft praise tweets and pose for photos. They receive cars, contracts, and trips as incentive for staying loyal to their organ. In the area of soldiers, which is the main reason for this video, we have already covered how Nigerian soldiers, especially those deployed to the front lines in Borno, Zamfara, and often go unpaid for months, live in horrible conditions, and die in silence. But beyond pay, they are erased from the public consciousness unless something scandalous happens. They die off camera, off screen, and off script. They do not trend. A video even recently surfaced online when a soldier in war front had his gun jammed and could not use it. Meanwhile, the people they fight against are equipped with AK-47s. Make it make sense. And before you think, is it not them that chose the job? I hope you remember that the peaceful road you are walking on today is because those soldiers are fighting off these bandits every day. We have rewarded clout and vain things so much that it has become our norm. Now, you are better off as skit maker than a school principal. You are more likely to meet a governor if you go viral than if you win a science competition. You'll be invited to Aso Rock faster if you dance on Instagram than if you write a groundbreaking book. Let's look at an example of this. In 2022, when Hida Basi broke the Guinness World Record for longest speaking marathon, the federal government and multiple state governors lined up to celebrate her, flying around to gift her millions and awarding ambassadorial titles. She worked hard, yes, but so do thousands of young scientists, inventors, and medical interns whose names no one knows because they are not sexy enough for national attention. Skit makers like Sabinus, Tauma, Brother Shaggy, and others have been invited to government events, used in state campaigns, and celebrated with more enthusiasm than most national academics. In fact, some politicians appoint them as brand ambassadors to make themselves look youth-friendly. Again, this video is not about jealousy. It's about our misplacement of values as a country. Because a country that doesn't know how to publicly honor its thinkers, teachers, soldiers, and leaders is a country that will keep rewarding heroes, not substance. Going further, in 2016, Major General Cyril Iweze, a former commander of Nigerian's 82 Division, was buried quietly without any major military honor. The widow of Lieutenant Colonel Muhammad Abu Ali, killed in Borno while leading a successful operation against Boko Haram, was promised compensation. Till today, the family says they have never received any and significant help hasn't come in any way. On the other hand, a dancer goes viral and receives endorsement deals. A TikToker trends and gets appointed as SA on social media engagement. A reality show winner walks away with over 120 million, while a level 12 federal civil servant with 35 years experience earns about 150 or 140,000 a month. So what are we really saying? We are not saying don't reward excellence. We are saying reward sacrifice first. We are not saying footballers don't deserve recognition. We are saying soldiers deserve more. We are not saying skit makers aren't useful. We are saying nurses and teachers are indispensable. Because in the end, a country survives not because of its influencers, but because of those who served without applause. And right now, Nigeria focuses on the wrong things. If you love the truth and wants to be part of the truth, don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop your comments at the comment section, and until next time, Selah.